My sense from watching Mark's video today was he lost the gold chain. His fashion choice has changed as his AI strategy has changed.
Did he sell the chain to pay for AI engineers?
Why, hello, friends. Welcome to More or Less. How are you, Morans?
You're back.
I missed you guys. I was on the road.
We barely made it through last week.
I don't think that's true at all. You guys delivered some knowledge.
It was surprisingly successful. Proof that no matter how many of these episodes in, I still don't know how well we're doing.
There was some content. There's some good. I
jumped around, Jess. It's hard to be moderator. You obviously do the best job of it. But, I was trying to jump around quite a bit. And these boys showed up. So the party was had.
Maybe I should moderate. Should I try moderating?
Sam definitely has less shirt this week.
Sleeveless Sam is on this week, everyone. He looks a little bit like one of the men I saw at the Lady Gaga concert last week in San Francisco.
Oh, my God. Sam, do you want to talk about your outfit for all of the people who can't see you? Go to YouTube, everybody. He'll deliver.
Guys, it's the summer. It's the summer.
Sun's out, guns out.
We are on Cape Cod. It's summer.
It's not summer in the Bay Area.
Gym, tan, and laundry, Sam. Gym, tan, and laundry.
What's the laundry part? I don't do laundry.
This is what the Jersey Shore... Remember the show The Jersey Shore from a long time ago? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
They popularized...
Aren't you from the Jersey Shore?
No, God, no. I've never been to Jersey Shore. I'm
oh my God. Dave, you clearly don't know the East Coast lingo. Sam and Jess are not from the Jersey Shore.
I grew up in New Jersey, and I'm proud to say I don't think I've literally ever been to the Jersey Shore.
I don't believe you.
No, I really don't think I have. Jess, have you?
I have never been to the Jersey Shore, no.
By all accounts, there are some lovely parts of it, but I just, as a principle,
Out of principle.
I will say, Jess and I had a major marital breakthrough last night. You want to hear about it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Were you vibe coding at 10 p.m. in
Her
bed?
face says otherwise.
No, I've been encouraging Jess to give me more direct feedback. And some of the feedback is things like, don't stack your old contacts by the sink, throw them out.
The sink, bedside table, your entire bedside table is crumpled old contacts.
Sam, did you get a feature? Did you get an OS upgrade? You accept feedback now?
Only from Jessica. Don't even start. Don't even try. I only take it from Jessica and only on marital matters. And the other feedback, which this is a major communications breakthrough, was we're on Cape Cod and one of the feedback things was put your clothes in the hamper, a classic male thing. It's impossible to do.
Always right next to it. Always right next to it.
Kills me.
It's not. I actually am more than happy to try to make this happen for our marriage. But I put my clothes in a pile because I was going to wear them again. And she's like, you're going to the hamper. I'm like, that's tomorrow's clothes.
You're laying them out for tomorrow.
No, he wore them yesterday.
This is the mansplaining everyone needs.
90 degrees.
I recall years ago when Lululemon was just a new brand, and I remember being somewhere with you guys, and Sam was stoked because Lululemon invented or found this special type of fabric called silverescent, which is a sweat wicking material that lets you be able to wear sweaty clothes again without it smelling. And Sam was so excited about this because this was going to change his wardrobe. And I feel like maybe this is still going on today, Sam. Yes?
I'm just saying.
Well, if we were to do a quick more or less straw poll.
It's all about communication.
Dave, are you open to direct feedback too? Should we try?
Of course.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Dave, how many days do you wear your clothes?
1.
Thank you. And if it were 90 degrees and a summer heat wave, it would still be 1, right?
No,
it
I think I'd actually
3.
change halfway through the day.
You would change.
Dave has the opposite problem. He wears too many clothes and his hamper's exploding everywhere. And then when we share a room in an Airbnb, it gets crazy.
But the clothes, if you leave them outside, they heal. They heal.
No, this is not a thing. People are different. This is what I've learned. And
No,
we
it's fine. I'm
embrace.
not happy. Again, the clothes that are going to the laundry will now always go in the hamper. But you need to respect that sometimes clothes are intentionally not in the hamper because they're going to be worn again.
Okay, we'll just put them in another pile. And when that pile starts to smell, I will just wash them and not tell you, which is what I do. Okay. And then you're like, oh, someone folded my clothes. Who was the someone? Okay. People, what is happening in the world? It is almost August. The internet's actually talking about a lot of things. So I think today, at some point, we're going to have to get into the Sydney Sweeney drama that is breaking the internet. Not because, maybe some of us really care about her and want to talk about her.
Breaking which part of the internet?
Breaking all the men's brains. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I love Sydney Sweeney.
It seems like the absolute perfect marketing. Should we just get into it now?
Oh,
She's
go
a
for
genius.
Okay, so I think everybody is aware, but Sydney Sweeney, Hollywood celebrity extraordinaire, was in who's the brand? I don't even know. Jeans.
American Eagle. American Eagle.
Okay.
American Eagle's still around. I thought they were lost
Back
in the
now.
90s.
Sydney Sweeney, the only mistake was not buying it first. She should have bought the company before
True.
the ad campaign.
Okay.
This is true. Sydney should be taking positions in these things.
Okay. The ad campaign is her in jeans with the tagline, "Great jeans." Did I get it right?
Jeans, like your body's jeans, but she's in blue jeans. Yeah. So a little double entendre.
Wait, which jeans?
So it says
Dave,
great
DNA.
GENES, right? Is that what the text was? Okay. And Dave and Brett, as the people, Sam too, why are people upset about this?
Because they're
people
stupid.
are upset about this? I don't get it.
People.
What are they upset about?
I'm sorry. It's good genes. I do want to fact check. Good GENES. People are upset because they think it is
eugenics.
White supremacy.
White supremacy.
I don't get it.
That putting Sydney Sweeney into an
Dave,
American
you thought we were going to talk about an ad campaign? We're talking about the
I thought we were
controversy.
talking about Sydney Sweeney's celebrity genius.
No, we'll talk about that later.
Because you're not on social media.
No.
You have not experienced the outrage. This is such a fascinating.
I literally don't know what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so this is great. I'll be honest, I haven't even seen the original ad because the greatest social reach ever, you need in this modern era to breed fake outrage from people that don't matter in order to sell messages.
Or just fake outrage.
Fake outrage is fabulous.
Sounds like fake outrage to this non-social media user.
It might be real fake outrage, but basically the way to think was there's a lot of unemployed people who sit on the internet looking to be outraged. And in this case, because it said good genes and it had a young white woman who's generally considered to be provincially attractive and not a black woman, which would have made no one would have cared about.
That's what people are upset about?
They're upset that
I thought people were upset that Sydney Sweeney is just leaning into the Pamela Anderson 90s thing.
No, Dave, no.
They're very angry that she's bringing back the, blonde bombshell thing and leaning into it too much.
No one is angry about that.
Really?
No one is angry. You can be hot and blonde and the internet is okay with that. But you cannot be a eugenicist, white supremacy, implying that her form and genes. I'm just saying this is why the people are outraged. I'm not outraged.
If you want to be outraged, the funny thing is that apparently the internet mentality is you are not outraged about it being plastic surgery.
Oh no, plastic surgery is so dope. Yeah, that's
Is it plastic surgery? I thought Sydney Sweeney's fame was that there was no plastic surgery.
Well, that's my point. Is people are angry that she didn't need plastic surgery, whereas the Kardashian is just all plastic surgery, and they're like, "Yeah, thumbs up on that one."
Okay, yes. we're not going to sit here too much longer on this topic. So, what else do we want to say about this, Britt?
I want to say something. First of all, I think it's a little bit genius. Oh, gotcha. Because
she's been sitting on that for 5 days.
I've been waiting for the boys to stop talking. Because the company, American Eagle, which had prior to this a $1.6 billion market cap, is now sitting pretty at 1.95. This ad campaign drove the stock up by 30%. Or
I hadn't
20%.
even heard the words American Eagle since 1999. So, they must be doing something right.
Genius, right?
She should own a third of the company, and she screwed it up because she didn't have someone like me.
How do you
helping
know?
her.
You don't know she doesn't have equity. Maybe she did.
She might be smarter than you think, Sam.
She just launched a lingerie brand with some private equity people that's going to be like the next Skims. She knows how to get equity.
As far as I can
stuff.
tell, she's the smartest celebrity in the game right now.
I think it has been reported that she's entering a business venture with Jeff Bezos. And if it hasn't,
that's the lingerie brand.
Oh, okay.
With like backed by private equity.
Of course.
This is going to be the new Victoria's Secret lingerie, everything. Sell for $1 billion. The next Road, the next Skims.
And like the key in the modern internet is you need to breed outrage from all the people you truly don't care about, right? It's actually great because they then for free distribute your message everywhere, right? And like then you're more famous and more powerful. So actually this is whoever came up with this campaign, I really hope from day one they like literally making fake outrage was the goal because they crushed it at that.
Okay, I agree. And wait. Transition, because this same thing, this outrage marketing has also happened this week with David's, our favorite protein bar we've talked about on the pod.
Oh, yes. No, what happened? What's the outrage?
David's made a funny Instagram post that wasn't meant to be real, but kind of a joke that they're going to start selling boiled cod because it packs 23 grams of protein in a cod fillet, in a 4-ounce fillet. And people lost their shit over it. A lot of people thought it was real. Some were whatever. Outrage city. Then now they're actually selling this cod. It's $55. You can get it at grocery
ordering
stores.
it right now. Look at it.
Boiled cod, guys. Boiled cod. It's 4 6-ounce flash frozen fillets for $55, 23 grams of protein a piece. And it started with a joke. Only 100 calories per fillet.
This also is the same thing that, is going on with the astronomer CEO, right?
I was just going to say,
the genius of, I didn't notice until a couple days ago that actually it was Ryan Reynolds' firm that jumped on that and was the one that produced it, which it seems like he's got it all figured out, right? That this stuff happens really fast. And if you can act inside of the meme window, you can really make some things happen. And
do you guys know what this is called? This is, I read this on the internet. It's called vibe marketing.
Oh, I like that. I don't
know. That makes me infer more AI, like vibe coding. I like outrage marketing. I think we should rebrand it.
This also reminds me of this. The kids have gotten very into this documentary series on Netflix called Trainwreck, which has a bunch of interesting episodes, but we watched this one a couple nights ago about Storm Area 51. Do you guys remember this whole controversy at all?
I don't.
Like, it's kind of the same story. This guy decided to make this Facebook event joking that everyone should storm Area 51.
On September 20th, 2019. He had 40 people in the Facebook group to start.
It was like a joke. And within a week, there were 1 million people signed up to do this. And it turned into this insane thing. It's like the craziest documentary to watch, but it's exactly this, that like once these memes get going, it really goes.
Well, and the people who did as well as South Park. Like, you guys watch the new South Park with Trump?
Yeah.
It's great. But like, these are two of the most culturally astute commentators in the world, right? They totally understand the zeitgeist. They continue to nail it.
CU Boulder grads.
And look, I think that they basically are like, how do we market the new season of South Park? It's like outrage porn, right? And so I think the only question in my mind is like, one of the big themes with AI is, I've said this, a bunch, is like, look, the scary part about AI is not like you're going to believe that Obama is launching nukes or some bullshit. It's basically that you just believe nothing because it's all made up, right? Everything it's all fake, right? So you just have no idea what's actually true. I think this is true of outrage too.
Is it actually outrage though, Sam? Or is it that people just have fun doing this now?
Well, but that's my point, is like that we don't even know what's real outrage versus fun versus a marketing campaign. So like outrage is all bullshit, right? And that is an interesting place to be, society, because you're like, well, if there actually is outrage on something, like how do we even know versus it just being hilarious?
It's true. I mean, last night we got all these text messages from people about the tsunami that was going to, kill us, right? Like literally, I got messages from people in Montana, Texas, New York, all over the country. People being like, "Are you okay?"
Thoughts and prayers.
And I'm like, this earthquake was in Russia.
Well, They said I was in Cape Cod and I got like a NOAA alert about it in California. This was a real good use of the internet for distribution.
But it's exactly this, Sam. I just watched this, and it's funny. If you go on Reddit this morning, there's this whole thread where people are like, did anyone get hit by the tsunami? And there's like all these people comparing the size of the 12-inch wave that hit Ocean Beach, and it's just like this ridiculous thing. Like, how do you know what's real?
You know what it is? It's reverse War of the Worlds. You remember War of the Worlds?
Of course.
One of the most important events where they basically, when they faked like the alien invasion.
Oh, you mean the original?
The original War of the Worlds,
yeah.
Right? And like they faking it, and everyone
maybe give people a primer, Sam. Like, I actually think a lot of people may not know.
I don't think I've seen this.
It's not a show. It was a radio show.
There was a radio show where they basically put on this thing about a alien invasion in New Jersey, and repeatedly.
What year was it?
That's a great question. We can look it up in real time, but like it's a really important.
It was Roosevelt, right?
I don't remember what era it is. Whatever, we can look it up. But the basic point is they put this on as a radio show. Throughout the whole thing, they repeatedly were like, "This is not real." But people caught bits and pieces of it. Everyone trusted the radio so much.
1953.
Everyone trusted the radio so much that like people like went crazy. Right. And like there was all these like people were fleeing their homes or whatever, all because they heard on the radio that aliens were invading New Jersey. Because there was such incredible trust in the medium that literally anything anyone said was taken as like gospel. And it was like this huge. And by the way, it actually the Russians took big note of this, and it became a whole part of their intelligence strategy, which was later discovered, which is like basically to realize they can cause mass hysteria through news media, right? And through the media. We're now on the other side of War of the Worlds, right? We're like, you can say anything, and everyone's like, I don't even fucking know if this is real anymore. And like, basically, that's the kind of transition from early broadcast media to AI now, is we now have the other problem, which is no one believes anything, right? And so when you see Sydney Sweeney outrage, you're like, this is hilarious marketing, but clearly just...
And I would go even further, Sam, to say that it's not just that nobody believes anything. When I was watching that train wreck show about the Area 51 thing, the thing that occurred to me was they had all these interviews with people that had been part of the whole thing. And the thing got actually pretty sketchy and scary when people actually started showing up at Area 51.
Yeah, I bet.
And these people were just enjoying it. Like there was so much joy and fun in being part of this meme culture, right? Like, and I think that's like also the truth now, which is that there's just like, people just love it.
They want meaning. They want connection.
It's community. It's the water cooler.
Yeah, it feels like you're part of something.
We have discussed it for a long time on this podcast, right? I guess, and Sam, I'm glad you brought up your point. So I forgot to mention that Sam gave a big talk this week in DC about AI,
Sam Lesson,
freedom of
they
speech,
let him into DC.
The usual
They even
subjects.
gave me a flag from the Capitol, Dave.
They did. They let him
That's
in.
amazing.
He left with a flag that is flown above the Capitol building.
Wow, that's awesome.
But Sam, I really
Wait, what was the speech?
It was just about AI.
But what for? Was it for that AI summit that was going on?
No, it was for like a very pro Israel student campus type organization that kind of did their annual gathering of like 800 students and whatever else. It was a great event. It was really cool. But it was fun.
But I thought I took notes, and one of my highlights was Sam's point. We worried that we'd believe the fakes. Now the bigger problem is that we're believing nothing. Sam, you also had a couple other zingers. Can I get you to talk about?
Yeah, zingers.
Including one, and this will take us to the second topic I want to discuss, which is just for a short period, this moment in AI investing. Sam, you had a really interesting point about VCs. Can you talk about that?
Oh, yeah. We're talking about like VCs, and, I was making the point that I actually think that venture capitalists are probably the least sophisticated financiers like on the planet. They just have hope, right? Like it's the only hopeful version of finance, right? Because it is like, you're basically investing in people and ideas from zero. But like when you compare the average venture capitalist, or really almost any venture capitalist, to someone who works on actual Wall Street or in every other part of finance, the VCs are like strictly less sophisticated. It is literally just a question of hope.
Are you talking about seed or growth VCs?
I think, growth is like a little
Sam wouldn't call growth VCs.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't call those people VCs. I would call them capital raisers and allocators. But yeah, I mean, obviously seed is even the extreme version of it. But
yeah, it all just depends on whether you can do a DCF or not.
Well, even beyond that, it's like all of my smart friends, the really smart ones, like it's funny. We were in New York this week.
Actually underwriting.
The people who like live in New York and work in finance absolutely have a higher IQ than the people who live in San Francisco and work in venture capital. Like they definitely do, but they're far less hopeful, right? And I think it's kind of
yeah, but Sam, that's because their entire job is to underwrite risk. Like they literally, the job is literally an anti-hope job.
It's not just hope though. It's like literally social skills. It's the ability, it's sales skills, it's marketing skills. It's like all of these things
very soft
VCs
skills.
need.
I'm just saying like the New York people are smarter, but like the venture capitalists are the ones who like have a checkbook and are willing to hope.
I don't know. I think it's a little more nuanced than hope. But
what else is there? What is it beyond hope?
It's EQ. It's like being able to understand founders, market to them, help them grow their companies. You have to have operational skills. I think especially at seed stage, I think product experience matters. So it's a lot more than just financial acumen when you're especially at an early stage.
The VCs are the least sophisticated actual financiers.
The 1000x return. Is that even a thing anymore? Does anyone have 1,000?
Yeah, I did one of those recently.
All these AI valuations.
Yeah, I mean, these AI researchers sure do.
Right. Well, that's going to be our third topic.
But none of the investors in their companies.
I know. It's wild. Like hope. I don't know why I thought that was so interesting, but like it's all, I guess it was making me think, where is the hope now, right? So like if you were the day to be a seed stage investor in OpenAI is over. That ship has sailed. There'll be geniuses or not, probably will be.
I don't know. Meta just added an OpenAI in 5 minutes to their market cap after the market closed. So I don't know how
is
that's
pretty
going to play out
wild
for anyone.
I don't know. We don't have to dwell on this topic, but like Dave, why do you think they're going to lose it next week?
Because it goes up, it goes down. Their market cap's huge.
I don't know. Like all of a sudden, these AI research don't cost much when you make $200 billion in an afternoon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's talk a little bit about this crazy AI hiring market, which we have. We've talked before about like what it means for the Valley. We saw Jensen, CEO of NVIDIA, talking recently about how he is going to make more millionaires, but even it's got to be a lot more than that, of any CEO and any, in terms of his management team, now bragging about that. Sam, you had a screenshot essay. Why didn't you tee it up?
More millionaires. I mean, Jensen was talking about the number of billionaires on his management team last week at the AI event in
That's
DC.
what I meant. That is what I meant to say.
This is my thing. My kind of point is you're a board member or you're like a senior executive and you happen to have a currency that appreciates by 1000x and you accidentally become a billionaire. Like that has happened before, right? But the thing that's interesting, I think, in this moment is we basically see people for the first time ever on pace to earn $1 billion, right? And actually be paid it in like the board and shareholders approved paying you $1 billion as an employee, as opposed to it being you happen to get a comp package. No one would have given you $1 billion. You're not worth $1 billion, but you happen to have it timed really well. And oops, you made $1 billion. You're clearly not worth $1 billion. That just happens, right? It's like, so this is the first time in history we're seeing people literally get comp packages where like a board has put it. Now remember, Elon did some crazy package that I think, there's been lots of news cycles around, which is like $1 billion comp package just for him.
I guess
This is now like random individual people. And I think it's a really interesting move because on one hand, you're like, that's reasonable. It's like just like basketball players and extremes with technology and leverage, getting the 0.00001% dude versus the 0.001% dude actually is meaningful. And therefore there are people in the world whose skill sets are actually worth $1 billion.
Yeah. So Sam, does Meta HR now have billionaire OKRs? Like what's a billionaire OKR?
It's like wild. I mean, the other thing just to think the thought is like option one is like, this is reasonable. Option two, which is kind of the other thing about is you guys know the idea of like, could 1 million monkeys produce Shakespeare? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
no.
The whole idea is like, this is the funny thing is like, let's pretend you're paying someone $1 billion. For $1 billion, you could probably hire like 10,000 pretty good people. So we're in this now power law world where like basically in the world of AI, where it was like everything's commoditized, right? Like you could, with AI itself is basically 1 billion monkeys typing on typewriters, right? Like to produce answers. That's like literally the underlying LLM technology. And yet there's some irony that the people that are being paid to do this are the exact opposite, where people have decided that individuals are worth $1 billion as a labor.
Do you think the recruiters at Meta are super pissed and annoyed? They're like, cool, I'm giving this person $1 billion offer and I get paid like
Nothing.
$300K.
Well, it's not just the recruiters.
They
What
should be
about
pissed.
everyone else who works at Meta? It's not just the like.
It's like, that's the thing that's crazy to me is like Meta has no AI product. There's literally no product. Like none of us here use a Meta AI product. Like the product literally doesn't exist.
Dave, you weren't on Instagram.
Dave, they have an assistant. You just don't use it.
But that's what I'm saying. No one uses that product. No one.
All that sweet ad money is AI ad money. So like,
That's
let's not
fine.
get too high in money.
No,
That's the
but
AI
Sam,
product.
that's fine. That's fine. But like, call it what it is. Like they have no AI product other than the feed and the ads.
No, this week, Dave, you aren't on Instagram, so you don't know this, but there was a promo that you cannot X out of for multiple days this week on Instagram at the very top of the feed
To do
about
what?
trying edits, the new tool for like AI editing your stories and reels.
By the way,
and all
I
this
didn't
shit.
get that. So you must be in a demo bucket.
Oh, okay.
They must have known you're the type of person that would watch that.
I didn't click it, but it annoyed me because I couldn't close it. And I was like, how many times do I have to open the app where it'll go away? Because maybe it's like after 10 times.
Look at Dave. He's like, you're on the gatekeeper. Do you have one of these still?
Yeah.
You have a phone? There's your gatekeeper.
No, Gatekeeper is an internal Meta tool, Jess.
There is something pretty funny about doing these episodes with Dave, given that he no longer uses the internet.
We can call it the Dave delay.
It's added this awesome dimension to this podcast. Dave,
great.
never go back because we will have
Great.
less to talk about. Okay, but so
I just find
we're
out
saying,
everything through Reddit feeds and 3-day
No,
old
I
conversations.
screenshot stuff and send it to him. It's like a Brit
course.
filter. Mhm.
For what it's worth, that is a product I would be into. If it was someone was like, I will use the internet for you and just send you the highlights, like
I thought that was letter meme.
that is, by the way, guys, oh my God. Have you seen the letter meme, like, covers I've started making, the letter meme drawings?
No.
No.
So good. I'm so
no,
excited
but I'm
about
really trying to find a coherent thread for this episode. So make this, I'm really struggling.
No,
so,
move on. We'll come back to it.
Okay, we'll come back to it. So, but I want to stay. I think I was in my every day, I meet with all my editors. We talk about what we're reporting. And through all of this reporting and breaking news about all these big packages, one of my editors said, well, what's going to keep someone there in year 2 and 3 when they've made $500 million?
They're not.
Maybe the earnout is structured at the end of a multi-year period.
I'm sorry, but there's nothing new under the sun. It's not like
Yes. So
it's
Dave,
not
play
like
this out. So what's going
it's
to
not
happen?
like this new era changes human behavior, right?
Okay.
Like,
You don't think the quest to build the first super intelligence changes human behavior?
no.
Okay.
These
I kind of
guys
agree with
jumping
you, but
ship
yeah.
proves it, actually,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like if they were so sure that they were on the path to AGI or super intelligence or whatever we're going to call it this week, they would have stayed with the team and the system that they were already working on. Instead, they
Reasonable
chose to take
point,
money
yeah.
and move somewhere else, right?
Go to the place where the ads make the money on AI, perhaps.
Yeah, it's just money, right? And so I don't bemoan them. Like we all play this game, right? Like it's fine, no judgment. But if you really believed in the mission and you really believed that you had the tools and the team and that you were already on your way, which is what by the way, that's what the message was coming out of OpenAI for the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then you would have just stayed, right? And you wouldn't jump
Well, that's
ship.
because the actual product of OpenAI is mostly a reality distortion field.
I mean, maybe at least I use it every day.
Mira Murati didn't take the bait. She stayed.
Yet.
Like in a
Yeah.
risky startup.
More to that story.
Look, I remember back when I managed humans, when I thought that was a good idea before I realized it's terrible. You know, the basic mentality, and this is a long time ago, is that basically after someone had about $10 million, it was super hard to retain them with comp, right? And so like there was kind of this, people had this like HRE type number, which is like, all right, like after that, it becomes really difficult. And so you have to retain them with other things, right? After
What
that
are the
number.
other things?
I mean, it's clear what the other things are here. It's in the marketing message, right? Like we're now seeing CEOs pop up once a week to talk their marketing message.
Yes.
And the marketing message that Meta is saying is that we have more GPUs per researcher than anyone in the world. So
Yep.
that's the pitch. The pitch is nothing else because they don't have a product. They don't have anything other than GPUs and a great organization that can feed them resources and cash.
Well, yeah, I think that they have is infinite resources with ads to incrementally
They have the
monetize.
ability to generate their own resources.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the pitch is we've got infinite resources and a huge business that can produce those. We don't have to do the fundraising and the sort of fundraising pitch that everybody else has to do. Which is, by the way, one of the reasons why I'm kind of confused why they're popping up every week talking about a product that doesn't exist. Like, why not just stay silent and just build a great product? You know, you're going to be able to attract these people. I don't think you need to do it in the public realm. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me,
I think part of it is just these deals. And I think a lot of the things have been leaked about these comp packages are right, and a lot has been wrong. And it's so a competitive market. So I think that's why they're talking about it. But you're right, Dave. They've got to build something. So do you think, I mean, it's still vague. When I interviewed Mark on TITV, he was vague about personal superintelligence, but he talked about glasses, and he talked about thinking of, you know, an AI automatically doing those things that just come out of a conversation that you don't have time to follow up on or don't think about doing. He posted today just reiterating that.
Yeah.
Like, do you think they will build a product? Or?
I don't know. I just don't think it matters. Like, stop talking and build the product, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, you can actually experience their opinion really strongly by just downloading the Meta AI app and then getting a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses. Like, it's like, that's what it is.
But Dave, everyone is talking about their products, to be fair. Like, even Sundar has taken to the X. Haven't seen much Sundar on X in the last
what product?
Well, but I mean, everything. Look, we added this new capability to Gemini. I mean, Gemini is a real product. I'm not saying it's not, but I think all the CEOs are doing this right now.
I agree. I think every CEO other than Tim Cook, but sort of, is having to sort of gloat in public about their AI strategy.
I thought we were talking about Meta, and my point was there's no product that they're talking about. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. We're 2 weeks now of talking about this front page news. There is no product. There's no evolution of the product. There are no new features. There are a bunch of hires and a bunch of vision. A bunch of talking about the future. And you asked me a direct question, like, what do you think the future is going to be like? I'm like, I don't know. Like, right now, I have a Meta AI product that I never use. I do use the glasses because I love them.
The glasses are awesome.
I don't ever use the AI product, right? Like, and even in the context of the conversations we've been having on the pod, which is that this is a group of voices. Sam, I loved your analogy last week that, like, Grok is your Republican friend and, you know, yada, yada. The Meta AI is not even in my group of friends yet that I'm talking to and asking AI questions. And I just think that's a real thing. And so I'm actually not trying to be negative or anything. It's more just I'm looking forward to the product that I might use, but it doesn't exist yet. And so I just think it's a big question mark.
My sense from watching Mark's video today was A, he lost the gold chain, but 2,
I had a whole commentary on that on TITV.
Where'd the gold chain go? Are we in a new era?
You can see episode 1. I debriefed on what I made of Mark's fashion choice for my interview.
His fashion choice has changed as his AI strategy has changed
dramatically. Couldn't agree more.
I think we should pay attention to this and document it through the information, because it's like symbolic of some of the strategy that's unfolding. And I think it's like Easter eggs, like Taylor Swift.
Did you sell the chain to pay for AI? Would that be
Okay. The real thing I was thinking, the message I was left with was like, he talked a lot about how the future of Meta is really about letting personal superintelligence do the hard work for you, of connecting you with the people and things that you love the most. It's going to bring you happiness. It's going to bring you closer relationships, like all of these things. And I was like, this is one big PR strategy, because it's actually caused a lot of rifts between people that you love the most, and a lot of the problems are in our society today. And so is like, how much of this is real about the AI strategy, and how much is this Meta PR trying to like frame this as like Meta being the saving grace for the damage they might have already done?
Wait, so you're saying that the gold chain was the product?
Guys, saying we've got a new image of Zuck, and he also has some new PR messaging.
So, Britt, on this, look, I think, and maybe Sam will agree with me or not, I actually think his language, I think what we're seeing in that in my interview and also in the post today is actually one of the levels at which he's just thinking about this issue, right? Like if you're spending hundreds of billions of dollars of compute over many, many years and you're spending billions on talent, right? Like you're trying to think 6 clicks ahead to the impact of AI. And we've actually seen a lot of leaders articulate a case around what it does for productivity and what it does about job loss and all of these things. And I think this is honestly just like where Mark's brain is going on this.
Totally.
Which is like when we have all these tools, when Sam can vibe code his way to nirvana, like what else happens, right? And I think he's just very interested in this question. And that's why we're seeing these musings.
First of all, I think he genuinely cares about personal relationships. Like, I don't think we all know him. He's not like an evil person. I think Meta, this thing exploded 20 years ago and ads became the business model and attention became the business model. And it unfolded into this like chaotic global crisis. And I think he's like, oh shit, now I actually can like rewind a bit of that.
No, that's not what he's thinking. You could be right or wrong in the facts, but that's not what he's thinking.
I think he genuinely cares and that this could help. It's like a boat. It's a twofer.
I think there's look, in the end of the day, Meta, then Facebook was founded on the idea of bringing real world and relationships into the internet and letting people connect with their real world friends, right? The real identity was like literally the cornerstone because no one trusted the internet. And then there was this moment where you could trust this pocket of the internet. It was magical and awesome. Fast forward 20 years, I think what's happened is like
that is all
the
gone.
entire premise was bringing your real world friends online. But if you have no real world friends, then like, what is it? Right. And so the idea is that we basically in 20 years have become so deeply socially inept because of the internet that no one has friends anymore. And all these kids are lonely and sad. Then like the idea that you need super intelligence, the computers to help people have real friends again and actually have real relationships is like a really cool vision. We'll see how it plays out. It's complicated, but like...
Well, I think it's a complicated
vision. That's not what they're saying, Sam.
Well, how would you know? You're not on the internet.
No, I watched it. I watched it because you guys sent it to the thread, and so I watched it, but that's not what they're saying.
They're not really saying anything. I think we can all agree on that.
I watched it and explained it to him.
Oh my God. Dave, you've lost the ability to comprehend the... No, okay. But can we go back? So you have these star employees getting $500 million a year, $1 billion a year. Dave has pre-tax, Dave has rightly pointed out they're not going to be 9-to-5ers or 9-to-9ers, 6 years in, especially they're so young. Wait until they have kids, right? So what's going to happen?
So my funniest take on this is, there's this big argument that's raged for many years now about whether individual contributors, ICs, are actually hourly wagers versus salaried employees. Like there's an argument that actually, if you're not a manager, if you're an individual contributor, that you should be paid by the hour. It's actually illegal for you to be paid as a salaried worker. The funny thing for me,
where has this debate raged?
Oh no, this is like a real thing. Like, you can look this up. This is like a thing that like, tech companies are always super nervous about. Is like their employees they pay them annually, but a lot of them really, there's an argument they should be hourly workers. How hilarious would it be to have someone getting paid $1 billion a year and like they're claiming overtime after working more than 40 hours a week and getting paid time and a half? Like that would be just completely hilarious because you do have ICs like with an hourly comp of like God knows what. I can't even do the math in my head.
Okay, well that's for the employment lawyers. But I don't know, does the race for super intelligence stop? Or do you just find the next batch of PhDs who want to become billionaires in 6 months?
I don't think it's that. I think it's like, this is exactly like what happened right after iOS came out. There was this mad dash moment where everyone needed an iOS app and there were no iOS developers. And so there was this like emergency moment, right? Where all of a sudden, basically like, iOS engineers were priceless. People were paying millions of dollars to get some random firm to come in. They were paying millions of dollars to get someone to come in and train their existing engineers on iOS. And there was this incredible market displacement. Yep. You fast forward a bunch of years, people catch up. I think this is probably more like that, which is that
it's identical, right? I mean, the purchase of Instagram for $1 billion in that exact time frame was literally this.
So if it's just like there's a rift in the universe and for 3 years, comp gets ridiculous for a small number of people and then it kind of all right sides, that's one version. The other version of the universe is no. It's more of the basketball player thing, which is like the marginal best player in the world is just worth dramatically more than the third best player in the world. And if you're very confident that you can identify the best versus the third best, right?
Right.
And it's a binary outcome, all or nothing, then maybe there's an argument that they are worth $1 billion in this moment, given the scale of the internet and the scale of the stakes. But like, it's one of those two things. I generally think, like what Dave said, that it's much more likely this is just like the iOS displacement over again. And like the next generation of comp gets way more reasonable again. And candidly, all these people came in with $1 billion packages. The question is going to be when they get their refresher, right?
Yeah.
In a year, is it on the basis of what they were already getting paid, or when does it re-rationalize? Because I do agree with you. The second they go back to being like just a very highly comped millionaire, it's impossible to retain them. So I'm not exactly sure what you do with that. Right?
Yeah, I guess, Sam, like back to my question, like what are the billionaire OKRs? Right? Like it doesn't seem like they
deliver super
it doesn't seem like they can identify. It doesn't seem like they can identify which ones are the best, right? Because what appears to be happening is actually a social graph recruiting strategy.
Totally.
They're going out and they're actually taking out the graph. They're taking out the social graph core of these research teams, not individuals, right?
Yes.
And so I think that proves that there's actually no one has any idea who's better than the other.
They know who's
if
very
they do,
good.
tell me what the OKRs are.
So what's happening? So the social graph recruiting, which I've been talking about this, but I haven't had a name for it. So thank you.
It's what it is. It's so clear.
I think that's it. But also what it is they actually do know the best in the cluster, and that best wants the other four.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why you have to recruit the graph, right?
Yeah. But they can identify the best.
Guess who has the graph? They do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
I like this theory.
I think it's an interesting theory, Dave. I mean, I do think it's an interesting question, right? Which is how it is very hard to identify the best, and you're not going to pay everyone $1 billion. Right? So there is some random walk to that.
Maybe. I mean, now that they have more money.
But are you willing to pay all 4 or 5 of the best friends, just to get the one? I mean, that's what a company acquisition is in a way, right? Like,
no, that's what's happening. And also, one of the reasons I think it's even harder to figure out who's the best is you used to really evaluate them in academia, but the money has become so big in industry that people are spending less time in academia too. And so you have like all the signals, like publishing and all the different things are actually like kind of muddied. So we have an AI talent tracker, which is what I've been thinking a lot about
also,
this.
To some degree, that's why, like, again, I think that you get to this thing where like the big companies win, which has been my talk track on this forever, which is like, again, it's like playing Warcraft 2. As long as your cash balance keeps going up, and even better, when you hire super fancy researchers, the market rewards you and make number go up, then you can buy more of them, right? And like, then you just win, right? Because like right now,
but the jig is always up at some point. It could be 25 years from now.
Sam, but what does win mean, right? Like that's why I guess I'm focused on the product, right? Like, yes, you can make number go up on ad business for a long time, but back to 2 episodes ago, if the amount of attention that your products are receiving starts to go down because the other AI competitors are better, because their products are better, and in this case, better than Instagram, then you've got a real problem, right?
Yes,
and so like that's the answer to Jess's question, which is like, when is the jig up? The jig is up if the products don't compete, right? And you're certainly in the beginning of, just like a startup that can raise, like we're seeing it across the ecosystem, just like a startup that can raise $1 bajillion on the team that it has, and pre-product market fit. 2-3 years goes by and you don't have the product market fit and the competitive environment is different. Boom, jig is up, right? And like these guys can run into the same thing.
I agree. Although the interesting question in this crazy era we live in is, who the jig is up on, but seems to be floating just fine, is Elon, right? Like Tesla's jig should be up.
You're going to say Apple.
Well, Tesla's jig is kind of up, right? But you got the robots and you got the storytelling and
the robots don't have hands, guys. They cannot.
The handless robots.
What? There's no hands?
They can't get the hands to work.
Oh, I thought they were folding clothes.
No, hands are hard.
I don't need a clothes folding robot, as we've already established. They just go on the floor and then back on my body. Why do you need
and we're full circle. Okay, well, we've been through the gauntlet of a late summer news cycle.
I love the idea that some employee somewhere in the universe is going to get paid $1 billion to fold clothes. Like that's like the reason
to make
that
a
they're,
robot
like,
that folds clothes
But to make the robot that folds, it's like who knew?
and does dishes.
If only they could pick up contact lenses, they could just be the perfect husband. Yeah.
My dad used to say, never ever compete with someone who doesn't pay their taxes. Right. So this is like, you can't be in the cleaning business. You can't be in the dry cleaning business. If you're competing with labor that doesn't pay their taxes, you're always going to lose. And what's interesting is it's pretty funny to fast forward and be like, now people are going to get paid $1 billion to teach a robot to fold to compete with people who don't pay taxes. Very challenging.
Okay. Before we wrap, anyone seen any good movies lately?
Guys. Happy Gilmore 2. Oh my gosh.
It's
First
so
of all,
funny.
Can I mention a
The
couple
return
statistics?
of like slapstick 90s comedy. We need more.
Okay, 5 stars for sure. But did you know there were 62 cameo appearances?
Did you guys catch Eminem?
I was going to say,
of course we caught Eminem.
I lost it when Eminem showed up. Yeah.
Bad Bunny, Travis Kelce, Jack Nicklaus, like et cetera, et cetera. Also
Bad Bunny
his
was
real
great,
wife
actually.
and his real daughters. And it was
That was
the
Travis
record-
Kelce. I thought so.
What? Jess, who are you? Are you a
Well,
Swiftie?
but I mean, I do, but yeah. But that was like, I thought he was like a main character.
Taylor Swift posting about this movie on her Instagram as the only slide of her story was crazy. I was like, where's the hashtag ad? There was no hashtag ad. What this means is, I think Travis Kelce, when he retires from the NFL, is going to go into acting. And she's like really trying to boost his confidence forward because they smashed opening weekend about 50 million views, which is insane. If you like comp that to something like Barbie's opening weekend, and you have to back into this number, Barbie's opening weekend had $162 million in revenue. And if you think about the average movie ticket, it's roughly like 13 million tickets or views. So this was like a 3Xer of even the most 4Xer even of the most successful
the question is,
opening
did it drive
weekend.
any incremental Netflix subscriptions? I mean, I loved it. And talk about another person who's basically paid $1 billion.
No way.
But it's great.
It's just
great.
like more great content, right? Like yeah.
And like my kids are now running around the house. They didn't see either movie, but I did let them do the best golf clips from Happy Gilmore 1. And having my 6-year-old run around being like, "Are you too good for your home?"
That's pretty good.
Like just brings me deep joy.
It's so
the
good.
interesting thing is how much there's a lot of golf going on. Like the Stick TV show is quite good on Apple TV.
We finished that too. I like it. Sam could do without it.
Jess, I think you should plant some tennis themed
It's a feel good show.
Just saying.
Yeah, we need some time. I'm pro.
We need to raise the profile.
It's good for the brands because the brands are usually, you can golf tennis crossover. So it's good for the industry. But yeah, we were with my dad who watches golf. So now our 8-year-old thinks he knows everything about golf.
I'm into putt-putt.
I didn't know that the golfer in Happy Gilmore 2 gets arrested. Actually, do you know the story about he actually got arrested? I didn't know this. Is great.
Shooter McGavin?
No. The pro golfer in Happy Gilmore 2. This is a spoiler if you want to turn off the episode. Who gets arrested?
And you're
in the
still listening.
movie.
Okay,
Yes.
got
I
it.
was talking to my trainer this morning while doing Turkish get-ups. And apparently there's this whole backstory where he actually did get arrested and spent like the night in jail. Like this is like, there's some like, if you know golf,
So
this is
that's
like
the joke.
Oh, I didn't know that. But I did watch his video on winning. Did anyone else watch that?
No.
Scotty Scheffler.
It is cool that all these guys were in it. And it was even cool to see Jack Nicklaus and like
It
some
was
of the
probably
legends.
a very expensive movie to make. Did you guys just say that?
I don't know how much it cost to make. I just know that it probably made like $1 billion. Oh, we'll see how
Are
many
there
Netflix
any other
ads.
movies to look forward to?
I was just bummed there wasn't one bombshell in it. You know, like I feel like the whole theme was like Happy Gilmore's grown
Margaret
up.
Qualley.
You mean a bombshell like Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah.
Do brunettes not count as bombshells? Because
No, of
Margaret
course they
Qualley's
do.
in it. She's hot.
Oh yeah, she was great. I don't think most people realize that she was the golfer in the group of golfers that he randomly went out with when he
More
was really
Swiftie
bad
knowledge.
still.
She's married to Jack Antonoff, which is Taylor Swift's main producer and collaborator, which is probably why I think Travis got involved too. Anyway, I understood the social graph of Happy Gilmore.
We ran into the premiere in New York at the hotel. We were getting a massage. And Jess was like, "Oh, it's the Netflix show about cheerleaders."
I thought it was about cheerleaders. I was just
the Dallas
confused.
Cowboy cheerleaders.
I thought, because that also recently came back, didn't it? And I just
And
saw
it's been very
a
successful.
throng of like blondes, and I was like, this must be that show. Okay, so watch Happy Gilmore, which 2 on Netflix. Did not sponsor this episode, but we'll plug it anyway. And with that, friends, I think we should adjourn. Anyone got any last topics? thoughts for the weekend?
Speaking of bombshells, I'm going blonde back to brunette. So everyone watching the video, it's going to we're on a journey.
Take us inside the thinking. Give us the
why.
Well,
first of all, it's almost fall. Second of all,
you loved being blonde.
I did love being blonde, but turns out bleaching your hair every 6 weeks is not great for the health of your hair.
Really?
You need to take breaks.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe I'll be blonde Brit every summer, but I'll be like brunette Brit in the fall and winter.
I admired the time you put into this. I would find it
how
quite
do you
daunting.
feel about this? What's the male's perspective?
They're both good. I did like blonde Brit.
Do you like the variety?
Yeah. Of course.
You never know what I'm going to do. I'm just like a surprise.
Yeah. Well, your hair looks delightful.
Wrapped in an enigma.
And with that, a big thank you to our listeners and viewers. Follow us on the YouTube. The YouTube is where it's at.
We have what is the outrage launch? What's the outrage title for this? How are we
I think it's
outraged?
something about outrage marketing. Or like, yeah, we could do an outrageous title.
Or robot hands.
My question on outrage marketing is like, all of these things are just fads. So it will move to something else at some point, right? Or like,
people will just keep outraging us.
Isn't that the thing?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I guess that I didn't circle back to that question of where is it going?
I just don't know how we're going to be successful without more outrage. I try really hard. I don't know if you guys noticed how hard I try
tank tops from
outrage.
Sam.
I was going to say, you could play up my outrage about your laundry or your tank top, or I could keep going.
Are you outraged on my tank top? Is it a tank top on a man?
Isn't it a wife beater? It's a tank.
There's some outrage.
Also, your microphone is like clipped to it in a way where it's just like
I like this is the thinnest possible tank you can wear that still holds your microphone.
I think the title for the clip from Maximum Outrage is we can call this episode Wife Beater.
The wife beater episode.
It'll get clicks.
I like it.
Proposal.
But how does a robot without hands?
How do Dave, I got you on that. That's more outrageous.
I think we should stick to what we're good at, which is not writing titles. Okay. Thank you, dear listeners. We will see you again.
Dave, that's great.
Next week for another episode.
I'm glad you caught it, Sam.
I'm with you. Well done.
More or less. Bye.
Later.
If you enjoyed this show, please leave us a virtual high five by rating it and reviewing it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcast. Find more information about each episode in the show notes and follow us on social media by searching for @MoreOrLess, @DaveMorin, @Lesson, @JLesson, and as for me, I'm @Brit. See you guys next time.